is a must, no fuss, it's natural. Alcohol is vital, clean the chat is brutal. Look them running out, who let go now? Run from north to south, who let go now? Out like Mexico, the people running out. From north to south, jab running round. So if you're playing and jab and then you come to get over, show up your hand. Show up your hand. And if you copy and you stink and then you come to run the land, show up your hand. Show up your hand. Juve, powers. Juve, powers. Juve, powers. Juve, powers. So call your crew and get your powers. And a man like you and get the powers. And sun or rain, we jab it through. The powers inside of you. So do you do? You go make a run and jab. Playing a band with oil like madman. But he's a must, no fuss, it's natural. Alcohol is vital, playing a jab is brutal. Look them running out, who let go now? Run from north to south, who let go now? Out like Mexico, the people running out. We run it from north to south, jab run the road. So if you're playing a jab and then you come to get over, show up your hand. Show up your hand. And if you copy and you stink and then you come to run the land, show up your hand. Show up your hand. Juve, powers. Juve, powers. Juve, powers.
Greetings and salutations one and all. How you doing? Welcome to the night shift of DJ Kevin Stewart's Healthy Love Night. How are things going with you? It's on a champion kicking things off tonight. A track called Juve Powers. I want to say big up to those who are locked in and tuned in radio on the night shift with DJ Kevin Stew. Much love to you. Blessings to those hailing from across the pond. Top of the morning to you guys over there in the UK, One Harmony Radio. Much love to you. Blessings to those who are locked in out of New Jersey on NIE Radio with New Jersey's finest, the Motivator. How things, bro? Greetings to those who are locked in out of New York, hanging out with the island worldwide massive, exhibiting the power of music. China Nicole, Gary, blessings and blessings. Much love to those out of Long Island, New York, locked in on Reggae Pulse Radio with DJ Atomic Force and the crew. Blessings to you. Much love to those who are locked in on the Foundation Radio Network, ClintonLindsay.com. With Mr. Twinkle Toes, Clinton Lindsay.
So do you do? You go make a run and jab, playing a band with oil.
Big up to those who are locked in on Dusik Radio, Dusik Media Group.
It's natural, alcohol is fine.
And Alley-Wop Radio.
It's brutal. Look them running up.
And the WGLRO,
Run from the
home of the Donny Walker Morning Show, the People Station. Out of Texas, touching from Detroit to Denmark and all points in between. How are things with you, Danny? I haven't spoken in a minute. We need to catch up. Big up to those who are locked in on PEMGTV.com. Those on Zeno FM. Those hanging out on Facebook Live. Those hanging in the clubhouse. And of course, those who are right here at the home of the night shift to DJ Kevin Stew, where you're encouraged to have acceptance through enlightenment on kevinstew.com. So glad to have you. Couldn't do it without you. You have my word, I wouldn't even try. I want to say a big thank you to my segment sponsors. Pulse Media Group, and being a moment is priceless. Go ahead and give them a call. They'll take care of your videos, your photos, your streaming, your ads, and even more than that. Everything you see here on kevinstew.com, they can take care of that for you too. So yeah, but you want a place, you want to host your website? Call them up. You want to stream something live on your platform, or stream something live on their platform, a secure platform. Go ahead and give them a call, 754-999-1140. Whether it's a church service, a wedding, a party, a graduation, a funeral, a seminar, you name it. Call them up. Pulse Media Group, 754-999-1140. Tell them you heard about them on the night shift to DJ Kevin Steele.
Like you, and get the powers.
I want to say thank you to Althea and her Healing Heavenly Hands. Althea is a licensed massage therapist operating out of Broad County, North Miami-Dade and South Palm Beach counties. She comes to you, bring her table, her oils, and over 20 years massage therapy experience. Give her a call today, schedule your appointment. 954-655-9000. That's 954-655-9000. She only has one request outside of paying her, and that is that you get off her table and go sleep somewhere else when she's done. It's called the Kevin Steele clause, because Kevin Steele always falling asleep on her table. Call her up today, tell her Kevin sent you. I want to say thank you to Reggae Global Entertainment. Reggae Global acts as your booking agents, handle your tour management, take care of your business registration, legal service referrals, music production, marketing and promotion, and much, much more. Give them a call, 954-804-8199. That's 954-804-8199. Or check them out online, reggaeglobalentertainment.com. Tell them Kevin Stew sent you.
We get the powers. We play our job at any hour.
I want to say thank you to McNeil Trucking. McNeil Trucking is veteran-owned, licensed and insured movers in the state of Florida. You want to move from Palm Beach to Fort Lauderdale, from the Keys to Jacksonville, any point in between. You want to put some things in storage, don't have the manpower, don't have the transportation? Don't worry. You have the name, you have the number. McNeil Trucking, 954-406-9740. That's 954-406-9740. Give them a call. Tell them Kevin Stew sent you. McNeil Trucking. They have your goods in good hands. It's Healthy Love Night, and you're invited to call a friend, tell a friend, friends of your friends, friends of your enemies, enemies of your friends, and your enemies too, because the info is good for everybody. The phone line is open. You can actively participate by calling in, whether direct phone call, WhatsApp, or Telegram. The number is 773-789-STEW. That's 773-789-7839. You see the number scrolling across the bottom of your screen, those of you that are watching right now. Whether you're watching on Facebook Live or you're watching on kevinstew.com, you're watching on YouTube Live. It's 773-789-7839. Easy way to remember it. 773-789-STEW. Tonight we're going designer. We talking Molly. Good golly, Miss Molly. zone of Champion. A track called Juve Powers. Kicking off the broadcast tonight. Thank you, Champion. You're a true champ. So as we're talking drugs, not alcohol, but Molly. One of them party drugs, eh? Designer drug if you wish. Everybody wants something that is designer. So they even go with designer drugs too. And tonight we're talking Molly. So according to the National Institutes of Health, Molly is a synthetic drug that alters mood and perception. It is chemically similar to both stimulants and hallucinogens, producing feelings of increased energy, pleasure, emotional warmth, and distorted sensory and time perception. It is actually MDMA. Ever heard of that? What about methylene dioxymethamphetamine? MDMA. Methylene dioxymethamphetamine. Now, I can tell you, to date, this has to be one of the longest words I've ever come across in English language. And I guess because it is in science, it's not exactly the English language. It is more in science, which has a bunch of long words anyway that nobody ever uses in real life. So I don't even know if you can call it the English language. But yes, it's methyl dioxymethamphetamine and MDMA for short. People just call it Molly. Now, people who use MDMA usually take it as a capsule or tablet, though some swallow it in liquid form or snort the powder, like you do with cocaine. The popular nickname Molly, which is slang for molecular, bet you didn't know that, it often refers to the supposedly pure crystalline powder of the powdered form of MDMA, usually sold in capsules. It's interesting that it is capsulated, which means what? It's actually a pharmaceutical? Do drug dealers actually take the time out to package capsules? So, so many things makes you ask so many questions. Well, if you're like me, that is. Other people just take it and it just goes over their head and they go, wait, I didn't really think about that. Well, I'm thinking about it now. It's capsulated. And so the powdered form of methylene dioxymethamphetamine, MDMA, Molly, the powdered form is usually encapsulated. Crazy, right? People who purchase powder or capsules sold as Molly often actually get other drugs such as synthetic cathinones or bath salts instead of the pure stuff. So it's for lack of a better word, watered down. And I guess if you're going to water down the product, then chances are it could be more dangerous. You never know what it's going to be mixed with. MDMA increases the activity of 3 brain chemicals: dopamine, my goodness, I can't even talk tonight. Norepinephrine and serotonin. I had to really stop and focus just now. You'd think that I took some Molly before I came on the air, right? I didn't. I didn't. Dopamine produces increased energy and acts in the reward system to reinforce behaviors. And, we get that dopamine surge whenever we feel love, or whenever we do things like the things we enjoy, or we hug someone, or we see someone that we love. Then here comes the dopamine. Now, norepinephrine acts a little bit differently. It increases heart rate and blood pressure, which are actually a bit risky for people with heart and blood vessel problems. But again, you're taking drugs because you feel like living on the edge anyway. So, hey, you want to go for it? Go for it. Just don't call me. And don't say that I sent you. But recognize what it is that you're doing to yourself and those that you may leave behind. Then there's serotonin. This affects mood, appetite, sleep, and other functions. It also triggers hormones that affect sexual arousal and trust. How exactly all those combine together, I'm not too sure, but that's what serotonin does. The release of large amounts of serotonin likely causes the emotional closeness, elevated mood, and empathy felt by those who use MDMA. So I guess you take some Molly and you end up being excited and empathetic, running the risk, well, with a racing heart. That's basically it. So you're empathetic, you're excited, and your heart is racing. What there are some other effects to Molly. Those include nausea, muscle cramping, involuntary teeth clenching. That should leave your jaws hurting. Blurred vision, chills, sweating. So along with that empathetic, you need somebody to be empathetic towards you. At that point, you are there feeling empathy towards everybody. You coming down with the chills and the blurred vision, and so you're having cold sweats because you're sweating and you're chilly. So it's cold sweats. You're nauseated. Your muscles are cramping, but you're not exercising. You're excited, energetic. Your heart is racing. Feeling empathy towards a plant, and not able to really see this plant clearly because your vision is blurred, and clenching your teeth throughout all of it, not being able to talk straight. That sounds like fun. No, it doesn't. MDMA, if the effects of MDMA last about 3 to 6 hours. That could be your whole work day. How do people function on this stuff? And people go clubbing and take this stuff? So the effects last about 3 to 6 hours, although many users take a second dose as the effects of the first dose begin to fade. So they want more teeth clenching and sweating and chills and muscle cramps because this is fun and exciting. I'm so confused with the reason some people take drugs. Over the course of the week following moderate use of the drug, a person may experience irritability, impulsiveness and aggression, depression, sleep problems, anxiety, memory and attention problems, decreased appetite, decreased interest in and pleasure from sex. All right. Let's go back to the initial symptoms. You're going to take those and combine those with these for the next week, irritability, depression, sleep problems, decreased appetite. Well, some people wouldn't mind having a decreased appetite because they're trying to lose weight anyway. But decreased appetite and a decreased libido. What? And even when you do feel a little bit frisky, you don't enjoy it because the pleasure has gone as a result of a side effect from this drug. Somebody remind me again why we're taking this. Now, it is possible that some of these effects may be due to the combined use of MDMA with other drugs. Sometimes they mix it with marijuana. Now, when that happens, of course you're going to give marijuana a bad name. Free the trees and let them be. But this is a thing about drugs. Hey Rupert, how you doing, bro? I haven't talked to you in a little bit. How are things with you? I can't complain. Things are not too bad my side. I'm healthy, and the show goes on. You know what I mean? So good to see you hanging out with us. But here we are talking about Molly. You familiar with Molly, Rupert? I don't know if you are or know anybody that is. If you know somebody that has done it in the past, I'd love to get a real life story. I'd really and truly. No judgment. Really and truly for education purposes. I'd really love to get a real life story behind the use of taking Molly. What does it feel like? What is that experience like? Why would you do it? Would you do it again? Did you have these effects the following week? Are you still feeling the effects today? How long ago was that? I have so many questions. High doses of MDMA can affect the body's ability to regulate temperature, and this can lead to a spike in body temperature that can occasionally result in liver, kidney, and heart failure. Well, don't those generally lead to death? So let's say your liver, your kidney, and or heart would fail, and you survive it. Are you going to go back and take this drug again? Because you went on such a rush. You had this near-death experience, and it was exhilarating, so you want to do it all over again. Is that why you would want to take it again? Just asking for a friend. It's possible that some of these effects that you experience could wear off. But there's a possibility that it could kill you too. Which one do you want to work with? Now, because MDMA can promote trust and closeness, its use, especially combined with sildenafil, or, well, we all know it as Viagra. So, combined with Viagra, may encourage unsafe sexual behavior. And this increases people's risk of contracting or transmitting HIV or, well, sexually transmitted diseases. Let's just put it in that big box. So, here we go again, combining drugs. We're combining MDMA, methyl methamphetamine. Methylene dioxyl methamphetamine. Right. Not dioxy. Not dioxyl, dioxy. Cool. Thank you. Talking to the voices in my head. I need somebody to call me and share about this money thing. Hey Dora, how are you, my dear? How are things down there in Brazil? See you guys doing this election thing. How is that going? What's the climate like among the people of Brazil right now as they go through this election and having these runoffs because there isn't an outright winner. And elections are really interesting here in the United States too, because whereas in Brazil you guys vote and whomever it is that wins as a result of your votes, they win. In the United States, a little bit different. We have this thing called the Electoral College, which, although the people might vote, and by way of the people's vote, someone wins, when the Electoral College kicks in, then they might not have won. It's really crazy. I'm still trying to wrap my mind around it. But there are things down there in Brazil. I hope y'all are well. I hope the family is well. Good to see you. It's always a pleasure to see you. We're talking Mali tonight, MDMA. And so I have so many questions as I come across this information and share it with you guys. So many questions. High doses of MDMA can affect the body's ability to regulate temperature. And this can lead to liver, kidney, heart, or heart failure, typically leading down the path of no return because you're dead. But yet still, people want to do it. Why? Adding to MDMA's risks that the pills, capsules, or powders sold as ecstasy, which is, I've come to find out that it really isn't the same as ecstasy, but we'll come to that a little bit later on. So all of these, the capsules, the powders, ecstasy, pure Molly, these may contain other drugs instead of or in addition to MDMA. Much of the Molly seized by the police contains additives such as cocaine, ketamine, methamphetamine, over-the-counter cough medicine, or synthetic bath salts or cathinones. These substances may be extremely dangerous if the person does not know what he or she is taking. They may also be dangerous when combined with MDMA. So people who purposely or unknowingly combine such a mixture with other substances, such as alcohol, marijuana, these people may be putting themselves at higher risk for harmful health effects, or even just death. Research results vary on whether MDMA is addictive. Well, if it stimulates serotonin and dopamine, then why wouldn't it be? But hey, if the jury is out on it, the jury is out on it. Experiments have shown that animals will self-administer MDMA, an important indicator of a drug's abuse potential. And although to a lesser degree than some other drugs, such as cocaine, it's still an indicator. Some people report signs of addiction, including withdrawal symptoms like fatigue, loss of appetite, depression, trouble concentrating. These are related to the taking of MDMA, Molly. It was first used, interestingly, in the 1970s as an aid in psychotherapy. The drug did not have the support of clinical trials or approval from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, FDA. In 1985, the Drug Enforcement Administration, the DEA, labeled MDMA as an illegal drug with no recognized medicinal use. However, some researchers remain interested in its value in psychotherapy when given to patients under carefully controlled conditions, which probably explains why it's still around. MDMA is currently in clinical trials. Well, is it? Right now? Still? You never know what our science department is doing. You never really know. So, and it is in clinical trials as a possible treatment aid for post-traumatic stress disorder. Do I even want to go down this rabbit hole? So, treatment for PTSD, for anxiety in terminally ill patients, and for social anxiety in autistic adults. All right. This is a rabbit hole where I'm so tempted to go down this. But because we're going to have to take a break, let me finish giving you this information and then we take a break. Oosa. The FDA gave MDMA assisted psychotherapy for PTSD a breakthrough therapy designation. More information on MDMA research can be found by contacting sponsors of various MDMA studies listed on clinicaltrials.gov. You got that? Y'all can go and look up some of this information, and you can call me and tell me about it. 773-789-STEW is a number that you're going to use. Text me even. Use WhatsApp, Telegram, whichever. You check this out. clinicaltrials.gov. Check it out. MDMA. Methyl dioxymethamphetamine. Methylene dioxymethamphetamine. I keep leaving out that lean part. I don't know. Maybe because it's the part that makes you lean to the side. I don't know. Whatever the reason is, I leave it out. But MDMA. Good golly, Miss Molly. It's commonly called ecstasy. But again, it's a little bit different from ecstasy, as we'll come to realize a little bit later on. It's healthy love. We're going to take a quick little break. When we come back, we're going to say goodbye to those on Facebook Live, to those on Clubhouse. But the broadcast continues with our affiliates and right here at the home of the night shift with DJ Kevin Stew, where you're encouraged to have acceptance through enlightenment on kevinstew.com. So, call your friends, tell your friends, friends of your friends, friends of your enemies, enemies of your friends, and your enemies too, because once again, the info is good for everyone. And I want to hear from you with your experience with maybe someone that took Molly, someone, even if it is you, and you want to talk of yourself in the third person, that's fine. It's a judgment-free zone. You can remain anonymous, or you can tell us who you are, because that experience is in the past. Who's gonna beat you up about it? Not me. Definitely not me. Family members, maybe, but just make sure that they're not listening. That's all. But we'd love to hear what your experience was, whether directly or indirectly. Before we go, I do want to encourage you to check out my Mary Kay store. Yes, my Mary Kay store. It is marykay.com/Kevin Stew, and you can get things there for the man in your life. Yes, I did say man. We know Mary Kay has products for the ladies, but they have face and beard care products. They have fragrances that the man in your life can enjoy too. And when I say the man in your life, I'm talking about your brother, your father, your cousin, your husband, your neighbor, your teacher, whomever that man is. That it could be just a guy that you like and you want to give them. Somebody did something good for you. Nothing really passionate about it. Nothing sexual, nothing like that. Just genuine and clean. Get them something. marykay.com/Kevin Stew. And there are also some products for skin tone balancing. People want to balance out that skin and they don't want to use powders or heavy creams and things like that. You can check out the CC cream at marykay.com/Kevin Stew. All right, cool. We'll be right back.
Quality Media Group, innovative streaming and recording, has done it again. A new way to get your business in full view of your neighborhood consumer through AdShare TV. It's available in your neighborhood today. It's easy. Just call us 754-999-6020. Become a host today and place a TV monitor in a strategic location so it's easy to see. Get a 1-minute video ad or longer that plays anywhere in our network. Can't be a host? No problem. For a few dollars, we'll run your 30-second video ad. A host can run announcement specials like buy one get one free or discount ads. Let's turn your flyers into a 30-second video with music or a voiceover, or let us create and run your video ad with a spokesperson. Take advantage of our early enrollment discount. Join us today. Your ad will be seen at least 30 times per day in your AdShare TV neighborhood. It's easy. Just call us 754-999-6020. AdShare TV, part of Pulsing Media Group.
Smile. Oh, honey, he's still not smiling.
Maybe he's not a smiler.
Yeah, maybe he's just not a happy baby.
Maybe he's just being a boy.
Or maybe he's teething.
Maybe it's just a phase.
Maybe he has autism, and we can definitely do something to help.
Maybe is all you need to find out more about autism. No big, joyful smiles by 6 months is one early sign. Learn the others at autismspeaks.org/signs. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Hey, I'm representing for DJ Kevin Stew, working on the night shift radio show. Won't go changing like the weather, just to please the devil never. Well, DJ Kevin Stew sell his soul, that's a word and honor. It's Christine representing word and honor. Still I say DJ Kevin Stew.
Our busy bars are packed. I'm lost in the crowd. There you are, standing in the back. Can't hear what you're saying 'cause the music's so loud. Come take my hand, let's dance. Tonight's your chance. Make me feel so good. Make me feel so good. Tonight's your chance. Make me feel so good. Fill my glass with something new. Put me in the mood. Make me feel so good. Tonight I wanna dance with you. So here's what you'll do. Make me feel so good. When I'm with you, come take my hand. Let's dance. Tonight's your chance. Make me feel so good. Tonight's your chance. Make me feel so good. Tonight's your chance. Make me feel so good. Come take my hand. Let's dance. Tonight's your chance. Make me feel so good. Come take my hand. Let's dance. Tonight's your chance. Make me feel so good. Let's dance.
The sound of Rachel Davy Lee.
Make me feel so good.
A track called Make Me Feel So Good.
Tonight's your chance. Make me feel so good.
Does it?
Let's dance.
Does it make you feel good?
Tonight's your chance. Make me feel so good.
I don't know. Yeah, that's why I'm asking somebody to call in. Welcome back to the broadcast. It's Healthy Love right here on the night shift to DJ Kevin Stew. And we're talking Molly. And I really want to know, does it make you feel that good? According to CNN, the drug called Molly isn't what most of its users think it is. Many articles online say the drug is pure MDMA, the active ingredient in ecstasy. So it is the active ingredient in ecstasy, not quite ecstasy, and people often mistake it for ecstasy. But anyway, we're still getting there. We're not there yet. Users often talk about the purity of taking Molly, as if it's somehow better. And after all, MDMA was originally developed as a medication to treat depression. But today's Molly is most often not MDMA. In the past few years, the drug has become a toxic mixture of lab-created chemicals, according to the U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration, the DEA. And there are some things that everyone should know about this rapidly changing drug. First off, once again, we get to look at what Molly is all over again, right? Someone who buys or takes Molly is probably ingesting dangerous synthetic drugs that have not been tested and are produced in widely varying strengths. The DEA says that only 13% of the Molly seized in New York State the past 4 years up to 2018. 2018? 2018, yes. Up to 2018 has actually contains any MDMA. And even then, it often was mixed with other drugs. The drugs frequently found in Molly are methadone, MDPV, 4-MEC, 4-MMC, pentadrone, and MEPP. What those are, I have no clue. But that's what the scientists found in this so-called Molly. Now, the lab-created chemicals mimic the effects of MDMA. Most of them are central nervous system stimulants that cause euphoric highs. They can also cause a rapid heartbeat, high blood pressure, blood vessel constriction, sweating, and they can prevent the body from regulating temperature. Some of the chemicals have been reported to cause intense, prolonged panic attacks, psychosis, and seizures. I guess that's where the real fun stuff comes in. Of course, you know I'm not serious, right? After they wear off, the chemicals can cause devastating depression. Several of these compounds have caused deaths. Again, why do we want to take this? Why does anyone want to take this? Who is using Molly? Well, it's being marketed to young first-time drug abusers. Pause. I don't know who it was that wrote this, but if you're a first-time drug user, why are you being called a first-time drug abuser? Is it that you're not an abuser until you're using it constantly and not the first time you're using it? What are they getting at here when they say first-time drug abusers? I just wanted to ask that question. Anybody want to help me out here, like, feel free. 773-789-STEW. 773-789-7839. You can call, text, WhatsApp, Telegram. So it doesn't really matter where in the world you are. Once you're hearing this broadcast, you can just go ahead and shoot me a message. Even if you're listening on a podcast or watching again on YouTube, you can go ahead and send me a message, okay? So, first-time drug abusers between the ages of 12 and 17 is also being used as traditional wave, electronic dance music fans who may think they're getting MDMA. So they're using these in these techno parties also. Al Santos, Associate Deputy Administrator for the DEA, says our kids are being used as guinea pigs by drug traffickers. Well, are they? Who are these drug traffickers anyway? What connections do they have? Things that make you go, So what does Molly look like? Well, it can take many forms, and although it is most often found in a capsule or powder, the DEA has also seen Molly applied to blotting paper, like LSD, and also in injectable form. So, yes, they've gotten creative with the administration of the drug. Is it the drug takers or the drug pushers that are the creative ones, though? What is it that makes Molly so dangerous? I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say it's the synthetic stuff that they're putting in it. That's my guess. It's dangerous because of the toxic mix of unknown chemicals. See, I was on the right path. Users have no idea what they're taking or at what dose. Unlike MDMA and other illegal drugs that have known effects on the body, the formulas for these synthetic drugs keep changing, and they're manufactured with no regard to how they affect the user. You're playing Russian roulette if you take these compounds, because we're seeing significant batch-to-batch variances, according to Santos. For example, officials have found completely different ingredients in drugs sold in the same packaging. Santos also says the amount of active ingredients can be dangerously different because the dosing for these sorts of drugs are in micrograms. The room for error is tremendous, and we've seen a lot of deaths with some of these compounds. So, do we get adventurous and try to take some of these, or do we stay away from them? What do you think? The DEA has developed its own reference materials for state and local law enforcement because they were encountering so many different drug compounds they'd never seen before. At the DEA testing lab, technicians are constantly trying to unravel the chemical makeup of newly discovered drug compounds that have been seized. So, let me get this straight. The drug makers are just randomly putting things together and packaging it as Molly? Is that what is happening? And as a result, the scientists at the DEA can't figure out what it is that they're seizing. So if okay, how exactly do they prosecute the individuals that they catch with these drugs if they cannot determine what the drugs are? What the chemical compounds in the drug is? How do you then say, well, I guess it all falls under the umbrella of drugs because you're taking it in whatever form. So I guess with that you have your answer, right? I'm thinking. Almost all the chemicals in Molly and other synthetic drugs come from laboratories in China. So if you are asking the question, where do the chemicals come from? Well, the Chinese are getting the blame. Chinese chemists sell the drugs online, and middlemen in the United States and around the world cut it with other substances and either placed in capsules or sell it as powder. Other kinds of synthetic drugs can be sprayed onto plant material and smoked, such as synthetic marijuana. Now, the poor Chinese, they're getting blamed for this. But hey, if it's them, then it's them. Not so much poor Chinese, but they're the ones getting the blame. The finger is pointing at the Chinese. It is difficult for law enforcement to keep track of all the chemicals. The DEA says it's been about 200 individual chemical compounds since 2009 and 80 new compounds since 2012. As soon as a compound is discovered and banned, another one is created to take its place. So, again, who is putting together these compounds? What lab they working out of that? So the Chinese are being blamed for all of this? Boy, Interestingly enough, the formulas for these drugs were discovered by legitimate scientists working on new medications. The formulas couldn't be used as medicine because of the stimulant or hallucinogenic effects they had the users. Really? I think they left something out of this information here. But the recipes for the drugs still remain. So the ingredients were a problem, but the formula for the drug itself still stood up. I don't know. How do they work through that? Clandestine chemists have used the scientific literature to create hundreds of new chemical compounds for the sole purpose of getting people high. There is no known legitimate purpose for any of these chemicals. Okay, which chemicals are they and why are they out there? Where are they from? What did they take these chemicals? What are they extracted from? How did they put them together? So, how far, how wide does this go? How deep does this problem extend? Well, according to CNN Health, it's huge. The fastest emerging drug problem in the United States is the synthetic drug market, which now includes Molly. The chemicals in Molly have been found in nearly every state in the United States. And it's a multi-billion-dollar business. In 2 days, the DEA seized $95 million of drug traffickers during a crackdown. It's a growing problem in Australia, New Zealand, and Europe as well. This is as at 2018. What has changed between then and now? Congress passed the Synthetic Drug Abuse Prevention Act in July of 2012, which controlled 26 compounds by name. But there are hundreds of compounds, and every time the government makes one illegal, chemists alter the formula ever so slightly to make it a substance that is no longer controlled. U.S. officials say they're discussing the issue with the Chinese government, but most of these chemicals are legal in China. So because they're legal in China, China gets the blame for these drugs? Is that what is happening here? Because that's what I am reading from this. Anybody get the same thing? Hit me up, 773-789-STEW. 773-789-7839. Drop me a line. Give me your feedback. Don't just look at the phone like, Stu, you know you're crazy. You're kind of right, but you're crazy. No, don't do that. Don't look at your computer and be talking to the computer. Talk to me directly. 773-789-STEW. Jump into the stew pot. Those of you who didn't know what the stew pot is, it is what others call a chat room. But because we're fancy on kevinstew.com, we call it the stew pot. Just go to kevinstew.com and you are there. You can remain anonymous. You don't have to give your name, but if you feel like doing that, feel free. It's a judgment-free zone. All right? So come on in. The water is always fine. It's kevinstew.com. You don't need to register. You don't need to offer your firstborn, a blood sacrifice, an internal organ, nothing like that. Just go to kevinstew.com and put your comments in the stew pot. So, in the midst of all of this, FDA is saying, you know, these drugs, hey, we've managed to get them on the illegal list and the DEA is enforcing that, but the scientists are so good, they're altering the chemical makeup, the structural makeup of these chemicals, and so it's no longer what we have said that it is as illegal. Now it's something else, so it's legal, and they can use it in drugs. But if the drug in and of itself is illegal, does it matter what the component of the drug is? I'm so confused. Am I making it a little bit more difficult than it needs to be? Is there a way to tell if someone is using or has used Molly? Can you tell by looking? Can you tell by hearing? Can you tell by smelling? The effects can vary widely. depending on the chemical. But while users are under the influence, they may exhibit some common symptoms: sweating, jaw clenching, violent or bizarre behavior, and psychosis. Funny enough, these are some of the very same things that happen when you go to the bank. Who knows? After the drug has worn off, a user may show signs of depression or may not be able to get out of bed for an extended period of time. Things that happen when you look at your bank account. So is it now that we are all junkies? Because life has created this difficult situation for many of us. You know, here came COVID and many people lost jobs and many people got depressed. Some people lost family members as a result of whatever craziness. But the question remains, you know, have we pretty much all ended up being junkies of some sort? Because some of these very same behaviors, violent or bizarre behavior and psychosis, you're driving down the highway and, you know, just because of traffic, you are clenching your jaw, you're sweating because your AC broke, and you know somebody cuts you off, and you exhibit these violent or bizarre behaviors. Does it mean then that you're taking some Molly, or you just woke up on the wrong side of the bed and ended up leaving late to try to get to work early, and traffic is horrendous? Well, we'll find out some more as we dive a little bit deeper into this whole realm of Molly. What do you know about it? Do you know anything about it? Do you know anybody that has taken it? If you do, call them up, tell them to drop me a line, share some information with me, because like me, I'm pretty sure you want to know too. We're going to take another quick little break. When we come back, we're going to talk some more. We're talking Molly right here on Healthy Love on the Night Shift with DJ Kevin Stew. Call your friends, tell your friends. We'll be right back after these messages.
Hey, I'm representing for DJ Kevin Stew.
Matthew 28:19 says, "Go ye therefore and teach all nations." With this in mind, and encouragement received during a South Florida media conference, The Church Links was birthed. The Church Links is an interdenominational worship service portal for churches, providing the tools to spread the word through technology in a cost-effective way. The Church Links, www.dahchurchlinx.com. Your links to worship and praise.
MRE Entertainment, in association with VPAL Distribution, presents the brand new hit single.
I'm Robert French, and you're listening to my new song, Every Day of My Life.
Now available on all major digital platforms.
Every day of my life will be I just loving you. Spend the rest of my life always and just loving you. Every day of my life will be I just loving you. Spend the rest of my life.
Making great music is one thing, sharing it with the world, that's another. Let the professionals at Reggae Global Entertainment help you to another level. Specializing in artist management, booking, public relations and marketing, and promotion, Reggae Global Entertainment can help you with event planning, websites, photography, and video production, press releases, legal services, and graphic design. They can even help you with music production, so you can get the sound that you want every time. Call Reggae Global Entertainment at 954-804-8199. That's 804-8199. Or visit them online at reggaeglobalentertainment.com.
When being in the moment is priceless, consider the ability to share that moment. If you can video it, you can broadcast it. And Pulse E-Media Group has the tools you need. Weddings, birthdays, funerals, graduations, church services, parties, seminars, you name it. Pulse E-Media Group can provide you with a secure medium controlled by you to broadcast your event. Contact us at www.pulsemediagroup.com for more information. Pulse E-Media Group, when being in the moment is priceless.
Hey yo, this is Carman to let you know that right about now you are logged on to DJ Kevin Stew on the night shift. Don't move.
It's just a kiss when I'm with somebody else. You don't know how I miss having you to myself. Total different world with you all the way out there. Too long has been the wait. Had a little brother when you bring my share. Every day of my life will be I just loving you. Spend the rest of my life always, and just loving you. Every day of my life will be I just loving you. Spend the rest of my life always, and just loving you. Where did your mama get you from? With those decent and beautiful ways. Till thy kingdom come, me I go dip on the case. Serious nowadays. All I want is your love, and let this blessing fall over me. Girl, you are special to me. Every day of my life will be I just loving you. Spend the rest of my life always, and just loving you. Every day of my life will be I just loving you. Spend the rest of my life always, and just loving you. You're so special. A kiss is just a kiss when I'm with somebody else. You don't know how I miss having you to myself. Total different world with you all the way out there. Too long has been the wait. Had a little brother when you bring my share. Every day of my life will be I just loving you. Spend the rest of my life always, I just loving you. Every day of my life will be I just loving you. Spend the rest of my life always.
The sound of Robert French bringing us back from the break.
Your mama get you from with those decent and
The track is called Every Day of My Life. Brand new music from him.
All I want is your love, and let this blessing fall.
Providing supporting vocals, the one and only, the Twiggyrific one, Twiggy. Yeah man, you can't mistake that voice anywhere. It's so distinct.
I just loving you. Spend the rest of my life.
Yeah man, pick out that voice out of a crowd.
Every day of my life will be.
It's kind of like this drug Molly. Can you pick it out of a crowd though? Can you really? That's a big question sign come on my head with that one. But when you hear the name Molly, you might not think about a drug that can lead to addiction and all sorts of medical problems. However, According to ashleytreatment.org, Molly, the drug, has become increasingly popular among young adults. When people reference the drug Molly, they're typically talking about 3,4 methylene dioxymethamphetamine, MDMA. It is the same active ingredient that is present in ecstasy. Experts classify MDMA as a hallucinogen and stimulant. Despite becoming extremely popular over the last decade or so, maybe last 3 decades, MDMA has been around since the 1990s. One reason for its rise in popularity is its cheap price. Now, unfortunately, the low price is a result of dealers mixing it with other chemical substances, cutting it, so to speak. You know, that's the jargon used in that business. Cutting is a process of adding other chemicals to a drug to change its potency. Now, does it make it more potent or less potent? I don't know. But it's important that you learn the information. Now, to make MDMA go as far as possible, people very, very rarely sell children, and because this is the target market, when you're looking at pre-teen to teens, they very rarely sell them pure Molly. Instead, they mix the powder with other cheaper substances to act as fillers. Now, these fillers have bad side effects that make taking the drug even more dangerous. So let me ask the question. Pure Molly, is it that it is not as dangerous as cut Molly? Because it is in its purer state. And if it is in its purer state, then I guess that is what ecstasy is? Okay. So many questions. While the drug Molly and ecstasy are similar, they are not the same. The biggest difference between the two is their form. All right. So, is that like ice and water? And if you make ice melt, you get water, but ice is not water and water is not ice. Is that what I mean when I talk about this? Ecstasy typically comes in a pill that is harder to tamper with. Molly often comes in a powder that is easy for people to combine with other substances. But if you crush the pill and then, I don't know, bake it, don't you get the pill back? So many questions. I have so many questions. I probably have too many questions. Being able to slip other substances into Molly is one of the biggest dangers. In its purest form, MDMA can cause death. However, the chance for death increases significantly when people combine it with other drugs. It's like mixing your alcohol. You are guaranteed to get drunk when you mix your alcohol. But you stick to one and you may get tipsy. You may get drunk. You start mixing it and yeah, all bets are off, the game is over. So, this Molly, do you remember things that it does? Because people take Molly because the drug makes them feel good, as does many things that fall under the category of drugs. They exist to make you feel better. You take them because you're not feeling well. And so it extends to things like alcohol. You're feeling down, you drink some alcohol, you're supposed to drink your sorrows away. But then you recover from being drunk and you're down again. Anyway, we're not getting there. I'm not helping, am I? Probably not. MDMA overstimulates the central nervous system to create this high, this euphoric high. And as a result, the body loses the ability to control certain functions. Some Molly drug side effects include high blood pressure, rapid heartbeat, inability to regulate temperature, prolonged panic attacks, seizures. You remember the list that I went down at the beginning of the broadcast? Things like nausea, the cold sweats, the jaw clenching. All these things happen when you're taking Molly. And a week later, you have other effects to deal with. It's one of those lasting drugs, boy, I tell you. Oof. Molly's side effects don't end with these basic things. You know, the high blood pressure, rapid heartbeat, the inability to regulate temperature, seizures, panic attacks. Once the high wears off, people often experience devastating depression. And in many cases, this depression is so bad that it causes suicidal thoughts. Funny enough, some of the prescription drugs that we are getting, side effects of them cause suicidal thoughts. So, are you just as at risk taking a drug for being depressed, which may cause suicidal thoughts, as you are taking Molly? And do these two drugs have some of the same chemical compounds that as their base formula? Things that make you go, While people of all demographics use Molly, the drug appeals to young adults the most. On average, those who take Molly the most are between the ages of 12 and 17. It is not uncommon to see them taking this drug at raves, dance parties, and festivals. I don't know. Are teens still allowed to go to these raves? 15-year-olds. Are they still allowed to go to these things? I know COVID changed a lot of things. And since I have become an adult, I don't know. Things have changed in my eyes too. At 16, I was definitely going to fetes. What we had in Jamaica as fetes, dance, string up in an auditorium or in an open space and sound. That's a dance, string up, sound, string up, and you have this party, this grand party. What happens in the party was typically dancing and drinking. You might find an occasional person, occasional smoker here or there, but I didn't know of drugs being done like that. Things like Molly, ecstasy. I would see those on TV when I watch rave parties and watch movies that have raves. People with glow sticks and that kind of thing. Yeah. You'd see them taking Molly. I didn't have that experience growing up in Jamaica. Is it because we didn't have Molly in Jamaica? People talk to me. Is this an American thing only? But we learned that it is spreading to Australia, New Zealand. I said New Jersey. Sorry for you all in New Jersey. I'm not calling you a separate country. But Australia, New Zealand, and Europe are having this issue of with Molly also. And everybody's pointing fingers at the Chinese because some of the drugs that are being used to make Molly are legal in China. Go figure. If you or someone you know, someone you care about, has a Molly addiction, you definitely want to try to get help for them. So, go ahead and seek out whichever way you can to get help for these people because they need it. They're worth it. They are worth it. Drugabuse.com says there are a few things that you should know about Molly. It's also known as ecstasy. Well, things you should know about MDMA. Methylene dioxy, methamphetamine. Things you should know. It's also known as ecstasy. It's a synthetic substance that has been around more than 100 years. So it's nothing new. First of all, get that in your head. The substance was first synthesized in 1912 by a German pharmaceutical company, attempting to create an appetite suppressant. Funny, the Chinese get blamed for it, but was first created in 1912 by a German pharmaceutical company. So how exactly did China get blamed for this? It did not become illegal in the United States until 1988, when it was categorized as a Schedule 1 drug after illicit use started to become popular in college, rave, and nightclub scenes. Many use the term Molly to refer to a supposedly pure form of MDMA, while reserving the term ecstasy for tablets thought more likely to be cut with other synthetic substances. In reality, many of the powders sold on the street as pure MDMA often contain other drugs and ingredients that you may not be aware of. According to the National Institute on Drug Abuse, NIDA, and the Center for Substance Abuse Research, much of the MDMA that was seized by police contains other substances which include ketamine, PCP, DXM, cocaine, methamphetamine, synthetic cathinones, being bath salts, epinephrine, ephedrine, pseudoephedrine, caffeine, and other OTCs, over-the-counter drugs. So they're really creating a cocktail and calling it Molly. Again, Molly is short for molecular. So I guess they're putting all these molecules together to create this drug. And then you have ecstasy, which is apparently the purer form of Molly with a couple of other synthetic drugs, but in a pill form. So it's pretty much standard. I don't know. Who makes this stuff? Despite it being classified as a Schedule 1 drug, some research has indicated that MDMA may have certain therapeutic benefits. For instance, a randomized controlled study of MDMA assisted psychotherapy in the treatment of PTSD showed that 83% of those given MDMA showed improvement in PTSD symptoms compared to only 25% of those given a placebo. The drug was also used as a therapy aid for psychotherapy and marriage counseling in the 1970s, prior to it becoming a controlled substance in the late 1980s. Now, can you imagine Molly being used for marriage therapy? What kind of marriages were they having in the 70s? That you need a drug like Molly to help with marriage counseling. That's serious. And we want to go back to those days? Now, while MDMA may have therapeutic potential and as well as popularity as a fun rave drug, it comes with many risks and adverse effects that you should be aware of, and some potential short-term effects of MDMA that may occur while you're under the influence would include anxiety or paranoia, sleepiness, teeth clenching, and this is not you doing it, this is involuntary teeth clenching, muscle cramps and tension. Well, you know, you're having this involuntary teeth clenching, your jaws are gonna get tired, they're gonna hurt, as the muscles in your jaws. Elevated blood pressure, body temperature, breathing rate, and heart rate. Severe dehydration. That happens especially when you combine it with alcohol. Cold chills, sweating, nausea, blurred vision, vertigo, sexual dysfunction, hallucinations, and tremors. Funny. People take ecstasy to have a heightened sexual experience, but it reduces sexual function. How exactly does this work? Do you then have to use a pick-up or pick-me-up drug when you're combining it, I mean, you have to combine it with a pick-me-up drug. What? How does this work? Somebody help me, please. So when the drug wears off, the euphoric high and feelings of love and understanding quickly fade and often leave the user feeling dark and depressed. Many people refer to this phenomenon as Suicide Tuesday. Even though the symptoms usually last longer than a day and can endure for a week or longer in some people. Suicide Tuesday. A week or longer? I don't want that. I'll probably end up driving into a canal or something. No. Some of the withdrawal or calm down symptoms may include depression, irritability, sleep disturbances, anxiety, aggression, impulsive behavior, cognitive problems, memory issues, decreased appetite, loss of libido. All these things happen naturally in my life anyway. Well, not to me, to people I know. But what I'm saying is it happens naturally in life. So, do we need a drug to assist us along the way? Seriously. There are several long-term risks associated with prolonged or frequent use of MDMA. When you take a dose of MDMA, several neurotransmitter systems are impacted. The associated surge in serotonin activity is thought to underlie a temporary elevation in mood, a heightened sense of perception, and more empathy toward others. However, as the drug wears off, serotonin activity drops and levels become relatively depleted. This temporary depletion of active serotonin may be the cause of any post-MDMA depression. Other potentially persistent adverse effects of MDMA include sleep problems, severe anxiety, paranoia, confusion, cognition and memory problems, and death. Now, while it is rare, it is possible to die from a single night of MDMA use. Large doses of MDMA can affect your body's ability to regulate its own temperature. Taking too much MDMA can lead to a spike in body temperature, which has a potential to exacerbate muscle breakdown and may be additionally associated with kidney, heart, and other organ failures, and in rare cases, death. But the mere fact that death is on this list, I'm good. I'll live vicariously through the others who have gone on before me and have taken the drug and probably survived. I'll live vicariously through you. But as it is right now, yeah, I'm good. And I think I'll remain good. Molly, you stay over there. I don't want to know you. I'm cool. If you cool, I'm cool. If you're not cool, that's your problem. I'm still cool. All right? So, how do you feel about Molly? You know, it's probably a reason Little Richard sang that song. Good golly, Miss Molly. Now we know what some of the things that he was going through.
I don't want to wait in bed for your love. Don't give me no long waiting.
Kicking off our musical therapy tonight. Perfect Gidimani. Track is called Wait in Pain.
Don't give me no long waiting.
Yeah, it's rough.
For your love, I don't want to wait in bed. voice of DJ. While she like
this is on Ryan Dangerous.
all night and all day. Give it up, baby, run, come.
It's called Baby Round Come.
Give it up, baby, run, come. I want you.
You know, I cuss this guy out all the time.
Give it up, baby, run, come.
As many songs as he has written, this is his only recording.
Give it up, baby, run, come. I want you. Long time. When she a exercise, I get extra rise and get a exercise. She live a private life, her tattoos high, and she no hype for lights. Mark flip up on your left hand. I don't know go around and go take friend. Cause you know up on the chart you a top 10. Anything come your way, you a flop them. My love language is for you. The moment that I saw you. So tell me when will you be in my arms? So the other say again. Give it up, baby, run, come. Give it up, baby, run, come. Give it up, baby, run, come. I want you, long time. Give it up, baby, run, come. Give it up, baby, run, come. Give it up, baby, run, come. I want you, long time. Your body fit on you, modeling well. Make them move so you could have no sense. Tell me arms go back in the hell. Spread your wings, you a danger. Man flip up on your left hand. I don't know go around and go take friend. Cause you know up on the chart you a top 10. Anything come your way, you a flop them. My love language is for you. The moment that I saw you. So tell me when will you be in my arms? So the answer again. Give it up, baby, run, come. Give it up, baby, run, come. Give it up, baby, run, come. I want you, long time. Give it up, baby, run, come. Give it up, baby, run, come. Give it up, baby, run, come. I want you, long time.
For so long, you and me been finding each other for so long, and the feeling that I feel for you is more than strong, boy. Take it from me. If you give a little more than you're asking for, your love will turn.
This is the voice of Miss Joanna Marie.
I will
Her rendition of I Just Want to Be Your Everything.
build my world around you, darling. This love will shine, boy. Watch it and see. If you give a little more than you're asking for, your love will turn the key.
This is Joanna Marie, and it's all about DJ Kevin Stew on the night shift. You feel for some stew? Check out Kevin Stew.
For so long, you and me been finding each other for so long, and the feeling that I feel for you is more than strong, boy. Take it from me. If you give a little more than you're asking for, your love will turn the key. Darling,
tell you now what's on my mind.
This was on a fire.
We've been at this for some time.
Track called Love Me.
Oh, if your heart is feeling just as strong as mine, 'cause even though we got some years in this, it's always brand new to me. You see the butterflies, my palms get sweaty, my thoughts and my heart stay heavy. You got this kind of effect on me. So maybe we can sit down and just wind down and speak of all the many reasons why we stick around. But really all I want from you is just to love me a little more tonight. Say that your heart belongs to me, 'cause my heart is yearning for you. Baby, I'm forever loving you. Love me a little more tonight. Say that your heart belongs to me, 'cause my heart is yearning for you. Baby, I'm forever loving you. I'ma hold you down tomorrow more than I held you down today. When I say it's you, I mean it, he means it. I'm not gonna slip away when things get harder, because the way my heart is built for you. This love would never fail. You know I'm playing it on forever. It's you, it's me, it's us. You're not alone, no neighbor. I could go on and on of what this is and promises. Well, baby, we got time, so let's just sit down and just wind down and speak of all the many reasons why we stick around. But really all I want from you is just to love me a little more tonight. Say that your heart belongs to me, 'cause my heart is yearning for you. Baby, I'm forever loving you. Love me a little more tonight. Say that your heart belongs to me, 'cause my heart is yearning for you. Baby, I'm forever loving you. Let's just sit down, and as we wind down, let's speak of all the many reasons why we stick around. But really all I want from you is just to love me a little more tonight. Won't you love me, baby?
Yeah, man, just love me a little bit, you know? Not too much.
'Cause my heart is,
If it ain't Molly, don't call me though.
baby, I'm forever loving you. Love me a little more tonight. Say that your heart belongs.
She's a bad state of mind.
This is Marlon Farquharson working out with Blue.
So many times
It's called Crying from the Pain.
she's doomed from the start. From the last
If you hang out in the Fort Lauderdale area, you can catch Marlon and Blue inside Blue Martini on a Sunday night.
Can she ever love again?
Yeah, Blue Martini over by the Galleria Mall.
Is this really the end? She's lost all hope in men. Don't wanna believe it. I'll be patient about it. I promise I won't quit. I'll be by your side every day and night. She has eyes like candlelights in the dark, reaching into the core of your deepest thoughts. Trust in me, that's all I've ever asked. Sentimental as you are, please let me in. She's crying from the pain. Can she ever love again? Will she ever trust a friend? Is this really the end? She's lost all hope in men. Don't wanna believe it. I'll be patient about it. I promise I won't quit. I'll be by your side every day and night. She's running out of time, searching hard to find someone who can catch her falling. She's in a state of mind, drifting way behind. Now or never, love is calling.
Out of mind, out of sight, can't believe it. Suffering a broken heart and you see it. See the tears in her eyes and I feel it. The way she moves and she talks, she reveals it. Living in the dark, living in the past. Time is running out like an hourglass. Difficult to maintain. Trying to run from the rain.
She's crying from pain. Can she ever love again? Will she ever trust a friend? Is this really the end? She's lost all hope in men. Don't wanna believe it. I'll be patient about it. I promise I won't quit. I'll be by your side every day and night. Can she ever love again? Will she ever trust a friend? Is this really the end? She's lost all hope in men.
When I met this girl last summer, had the prettiest thing, beautiful smile with the prettiest skin. She was looking for a place to vacation. Me say my home is a great destination.
This is on of Korik.
I said, would you agree to take that vacation with some?
I truly believe this should have been the festival song of 2018.
Let's do it in Jamaica.
They disqualified him because he was out on tour.
Always shining, happy people always.
Back then he was playing keyboards for Taras Riley. This was his festival entry.
Get away, and we have summer every day. Trust me, let's do it in Jamaica. That's where all the fun is, baby. Feel free to get wild and crazy, or just relax and be lazy. Me say whatever you want, whatever you need, it's alright with me. Even if you want to try on the trees, baby. Let's do it in Jamaica, where the summer sun is always shining, happy people always smiling. You see, let's do it in Jamaica, perfect place to get away, and we have summer every day. Trust me, let's do it in Jamaica. If you feel like party with me, let me make it real easy. You just need to get up and shake off your troubles and smile with me. Relax for a while with me. Enjoy the island breeze, baby. Let's do it in Jamaica, where the summer sun is always shining, happy people always smiling. You'll see, let's do it in Jamaica, the nicest place to get away, and we have summer every day. Trust me, let's do it in Jamaica. So what will it be? The question may ask you still not answer me. The invite is open, your tickets on me. So let me ask you again, girl, would you agree to take that vacation with someone like me? I know the perfect place you can be free, baby. Come with me to Jamaica, where the summer sun is always shining, happy people always smiling. You'll see, let's do it in Jamaica, the nicest place to get away, and we have summer every day. Trust me, let's do it in Jamaica, where the summer sun is always shining, happy people always smiling. You'll see, let's do it in Jamaica, perfect place to get away, and we have summer every day. Trust me.
Now tear clothes I run up and down. Sunday evening town carnival girl. We never have no troubles. I just hear fun.
This is on a Frano. It's called Good Old Days. Tell me if this song doesn't take you back. Those of you who grew up in Jamaica, having some of these experiences, you know exactly what I'm talking about. No money, no fame. I can wipe these memories away.
No money, no fame can wipe those memories. Sitting down on my couch, reminiscing, thinking about the good old days that we missing. The full nights that we used to go fishing and we fry up the catch in the outside kitchen. We used to go a river, go catch perch and janga, and then we catch a fire and run a boat with sauce of brown food and flour. We used to wash our clothes and dry them from big stones, and then we swim all day till the eye them red and we all wrinkle up like prawns, yeah, yeah. Reflecting on my life, I'm thinking about the good old days, yeah, 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 yeah. It's hard, but the simple things in life, they got us to the place. I know money now feel can wipe those memories. We can pray for those days. No money now feel can wipe those memories. We used to play rubber ball cricket, 3 pieces of bamboo stick, make the wicket. The bat them a coconut bunker, use make it if your LBW the umpire juke it on. I remember when we used to spend high. Oh, I won't make kick them in St. Catherine. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember when we used to play in a clean white sun in an autobay. Yeah, yeah. And I remember Sunday dinner chicken rice and peas, carrot Kingston Square, had a little milk and Guinness. Yeah, yeah. I remember sitting in the trays, eating star apple and chilling in the cool Jamaican breeze. Reflecting on my life, I'm thinking about the good old days. Yeah, 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 yeah. Times are hard, but the simple things in life, they got us to the face. I know money now feel can wipe those memories. We can pray for those days. No money now feel can wipe those memories.
You don't bust my brain, no. I'm no longer searching. Oh, I'm certain. They must think I'm stupid. They must think I'm foolish. Young and foolish. It's been a long time. Oh, I've been searching for a long time.
This is on a Lima Blaze.
It's the right time.
It's called This Loving.
Oh, it's been a long time. Oh, I've been searching for a long time. Glad that I found you at the right time. Oh, you're running my mind.
He features Johnny Drill in this.
This loving, don't wanna lose this loving, this loving, this loving. I can't lose this loving, this loving, this loving. Don't wanna lose this loving, this loving, this loving. I see what I've been missing. Been through many seasons, but I never found the person for me. My mama has been calling. She wanna meet my lady. We'll make a happy family. Baby, you and me. We only get to live one life, and I don't wanna waste no time. Do you see the stars tonight? Maybe it's a sign. Baby, go on, you do it in my life. There's no accident you can buy. Still believe in second chances, babe. I can't lose this loving, this loving, this loving. Don't wanna lose this loving, this loving, this loving. I can't lose this loving, this loving, this loving. Don't wanna lose this loving, this loving, this loving. I don't wanna lose this loving. I don't wanna lose this.
Who said he costs money?
This is Kid.
If I did double my hustle, no means.
It's called With You.
If I did damn fresh, no means say I did like. Cause I did try do the things where you know go fit to fine. And you know go fit to fine. Cause I don't wanna be with you. Having fun time with these girls, but I just wanna be with you. Doing everything for the gang, but I just wanna fight for you. Riding in my new daddy, my new escape. Whoa, say I don't know. Whatever I did, girl, I don't know. I just wanna do things on my own. I just wanna play songs on my phone. Say, let me be. Never thought I'd be on the news like this. Never thought I'd shine my taxi. So if you don't love me, rest in peace. Can I dish your love where they make me the crazy? So, and I don't go mind if you come to my place. So doing the things where you know say I hate to. Buckle up, chest, so no time to waste. Oh, cause I be top fight for you one day, and I be top life for you one day, and I be top die for you one day. So baby girl, no use me they play. Say I. If I did double my hustle, no mean say I go die. If I did damn fresh, no mean say I did lie. Cause I did try do the things where you know go fit to fine, and you know go fit to fine. Cause I just wanna be with you. Having fun time with these girls, bro. I just wanna be with you. Doing everything for the gang, bro. I just wanna fight for you. Riding in my new escape, say, baby, let me die for you. My baby, let me ride for you.
Sugar cane sweet, but your love is sweeter. So below juice mixed with a little ginger.
This one is called Sugar Cane. It's Camilo, Moyokun, and Darku. Nothing therapeutic like music, is it?
Like a thief in the night, long jaw. But you know, say, all of my niggas, them ball. Nothing you go ever need at all. Taking it a break, and then me, I know the rush. Baby, if you want me, catch a rebel, my miss with me.
Show me a jigger, let me see. And let me see the woman that is with. Put a couple $1,000 on your wrist. What's on your wrist? I'm on the gun, touch you. Make me feel some kind of way. You know I'm not just tryna get lit, cause I know some kind chicks do it for the right pay. Baby, make I fire you with my machine guns. 16 rounds, I be King Kong. Kelly, make I sample you my brand new song. Baby, love.
Oh girl, I wanna be with you, but you know they got enough time for me. I wanna live with you, yeah. I can't see reason why I can't let go. Now you never know, so you come pass up. Man, them so far to find your love.
Here's your friendly announcer.
This is the sound of Ed Robinson.
I have serious news to pass.
Track called Love's in Need of Love today.
Everybody, what I'm about to say could mean the world's disaster. Could change your joy and laughter to tears and pain. It's that love in need of love today. Oh, don't delay, send yours in right away. Oh, because hate's going round, breaking many hearts. Oh Lord, stop it please, before it's gone too far. Hey. The force of evil plan to make you its possession, and it will if we let it destroy everybody.
precautionary measures. If peace and love you treasure, then hear me when I say that love's in need of love today. Don't delay, send yours in right away. Don't you know that hate's going round, and it's breaking hearts? Oh, we all
Yeah, hate is going around, breaking many hearts. As we part company tonight on this Healthy Love Night, I want to remind everyone that, hey, listen, there are people out there that are going through things, that are taking these drugs, that are having some severe side effects from them. They're not to be written off, but they need to be shown some love too, because they're in need of this kind of love too. Not the kind of love that they find in the bottom of a bottle, or the end of a needle, or shaking as a pill, or cut as powder. No. The kind of love that transcends time and space. The kind of love that you feel in a special way when you give a hug, when you drop a line and say, hey, listen, I'm praying for you, I'm here for you, if you need me, just call. That kind of love. As we part company, I want to say thank you to McNeil Trucking for sponsoring this segment called Musical Therapy, and all the other sponsors and affiliates. Truly appreciate, love you, each and every one of you. Do remember, I'm back here 10 p.m. Eastern tomorrow on kevinstew.com and affiliates for Real Talk right here on the night shift to DJ Kevin Stew. Inviting you to look out for members of your community. Remember, your community is not just development that you live in, but it spreads far and wide. So those that you pass on the bus, on the plane, the boat, or the train, whether you walk, ride, or drive, these are members of your community. Look out for one of them today, because you never know who's going to look out for you tomorrow. My name is Kevin Stew, so I like to do it to you, for you, and with you. Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, 10 p.m. Eastern, right here, kevinstew.com, where you're encouraged to have acceptance through enlightenment. Hey, remember, love is in need of love today. One of those loves in your life, yeah? As you go out there, though, as I wish you good morning, good afternoon, good day to you, wherever you are in the world from right here, I wish you a good night, right here in South Florida. Be good. If you can't be good at it. I'm out of here till we meet again. Take care. Greetings and salutations, one and all. You're invited to tune in to the night shift with DJ Kevin Stew. It airs on Mondays with Community and Finance, Tuesdays with Healthy Love, and Wednesdays with Real Talk from 10 p.m. to midnight Eastern Time. Come spend some time interacting in the stew pot where we keep things bubbling and wind down in musical therapy. The night shift with DJ Kevin Stew is on kevinstew.com, where you're encouraged to have acceptance through enlightenment.